And even though everyone will look at me and be like, why are you working so hard? Or everyone's like, dude, just follow this thing that everyone's doing. Nah, bro, I'ma just do me. Wow, it has been ages since I've done one of these. If you're new here, basically, since I was 18, I've been recording my journey. Usually it's just been I'm going on walks, just sharing stories of things that I've learned throughout that week, lessons, takeaways, random stuff like that, the random finds that I've had. And it's all been audio, long form podcasts, which is great. But I think in order to make the impact that I want to have, and honestly, selfishly, I just want to document this journey through video. I think it's just like way, I don't know, more engaging than a podcast. Yeah, so now I'm going to start recording these. We'll see how these end up, honestly. Basically, I'm just going to hand it off to an editor. He's going to clip it up and then we'll post it on Instagram. But my day-to-day will pretty much just be the same thing. Like, I'll continue grinding. If I find things that I'm interested in, then I'll stack them all up and then record this every week and see how it goes. But yeah, that's the gist of this whole thing. Let's start off with how I ended up like winding down season 2. So season 1 of Legacy Voyage, this whole podcast journey that I've been on, it was just me recording all these things to my first 100K, like making my first 100K, putting that in the bank. And then since then, I've just had this huge drop off. It's probably been 2 to 3 months, honestly, since I've done my last episode. And I think the biggest reason was, one, I wanted to make this, I don't know, a step above what it's been in the past. And a part of that is like, oh, I'll get an editor. And with the editor, I will try to clip this up and then have the perfect recording. And then basically it's been a lot of this like thinking like, oh, I want to put all this effort and make it all perfect before I end up putting it all out there. And then the other day I was listening to a podcast and it was by these two pretty successful people, actually like extremely successful people. One of them is worth over $200-300 million and the other one is doing super well for himself. And they were both saying to themselves like, oh, one of our biggest regrets is not recording the journey. Like, even if it was just a quick video or a quick photo, like that would have been worth so much. And not even for other people so they can post it online for other people to see, but even just for themselves so they can go back and put themselves back to their shoes of where they were when they were 18 or 19 or 20. And right now I'm 21. Like, the reason I want to record this is really for the 40-year-old me or 50-year-old me who has like kids and maybe even grandkids at like 60. And I want to look back at these moments where I'm over here in San Francisco at 21, working 12-hour work days at a growing startup, living in a bunk bed. Like these are the moments that I think I will look back on and wish, like, man, I wish I would have enjoyed those moments more. So that's a big motivation of why I wanted to start doing these. And honestly, like even in this specific story, there's a story of, his name is Alex Hormozy, and he was on this podcast telling about this time where he lost all his money. And he lost all his money and he got down to the point where his bank account is the lowest that it's ever been since high school. Can you imagine that? Like the bank account was at hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then like that, a business partner does him dirty basically. And then now he's broke and doesn't have anything. And he takes this screenshot and he's like, I am never going to live through this again. And of course, like maybe he'll lose it all in the future. But I think the cooler part of this story is that he was like, I'm going to take this bet on myself and I'm going to take this screenshot, and years from now, 5, 10, 15 years from now, when I have millions in the bank, I would have made it through basically. So that was like a story that really hit home for me. And the reason, and they talked about, oh yeah, there's like Kanye or all these people who are basically calling their shot before they make it. Now, I think at this point in season 2, I've been able to, like, now I have a proper career. I've graduated college. I've made some money. And now I can say, oh, like I've kind of made it up until like season 1. But if you go back and listen to my very first podcast where it was like so choppy, the audio sucked so bad. I remember literally in that same podcast, as I was on this walk, it was snowing and I had this big old thick jacket on and it was pitch black because the sun was setting. And I was walking, and this was in like near Chicago in Evanston, Illinois. And I'm walking, talking to myself, and I must sound like an absolute lunatic. Where I'm over here talking about, it would have been cool if I recorded my journey, this and that, and my first 100K. Like I absolutely would have sounded insane if you go listen back to that. But fast forward, it's probably been 4 years now. And I've consistently been recording the journey up till now. And I called my shot back as an 18-year-old freshman in college who really had nothing going for him. Like, sure, I made it into this pretty good college, but I know so many people who went to that same school who all ended up in very, very different situations. And so for me as this 18-year-old to go ahead and be like, oh, I'm just going to start recording this podcast. Like, I remember this so vividly. When I first started that, there was this upperclassman. He was 2 years older than me. And I remember this so vividly because we were talking and there was this whole group of us. And he kind of said something, like, oh, here comes the entrepreneur. Like, oh, here comes the podcast guy. Like, go do your podcast. And for so long that ate at me. Like, this guy's opinion, I was so angry and so mad at him. And not even mad. I think the better description would be I was just embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that this guy would like talk about this and like, at that point I started posting on LinkedIn and like, who posts on LinkedIn? Like, only weirdos, and that's so cringe. But there was this lesson that home which was like, who is this guy? Like, this guy will not be staying up at 12 in the morning, like tossing in his bed, thinking about, oh my goodness, Dean made a podcast or made a LinkedIn post. He does not care about me. And for me to put so much weight onto his words just doesn't make any sense. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop caring about what this guy thinks. And I'm going to do me, basically. I'm just going to do what it takes to get closer to my goals. And even though everyone will look at me and be like, why are you working so hard? Or why are you like being cringe? Or why are you posting on LinkedIn? Or like, just go and do this easy thing. Go and do this other thing that won't be as much work and follows more of the cookie cutter playbook. I'm just going to do what I want to do. As Miles Morales once said, honestly, I'll probably like put this as one of my mantras or something, but I'm going to just do me. It was like this classic scene from the Spider-Man cartoon movies. Like, everyone's like, dude, like, just come and follow this thing that everyone's doing. Nah, bro, I'm going to just do me. And that's basically what I've just done. My entire college career after that point has just been like me doing me and doing random LinkedIn posts. And throughout college, I had 8 jobs that were all unpaid. I had 8 unpaid jobs where they didn't pay me a dime, but I still worked because of all the learning that it gave me. And although I didn't make any money, I just had so much more experience. The average college grad, they come out of college with 0 work experience. Maybe they have a couple internships during the summer. So you probably add that up to like 6 months where they have junior summer and sophomore summer. 6 months, maybe 3 months of work experience. I literally had 2 years worth of work experience where I was just working for free. But because of that, I built this muscle of work. And I stood out so much from other people who were in the job market because I was able and willing to put in all this work. So I say all of this to say, like, I think it'll pretty easily sound like I'm bragging, like, oh, look at me, I'm all this and that. Like, I know full well there's 16-year-olds out there making millions and like way, way past where I'm at. I'm a 21-year-old. I only have 100K and something. To some people, that will sound like this guy is over here glazing himself when he hasn't even done nothing. And I totally understand that. So I don't say all of this to like, oh, put me up on a pedestal and like brag to all the people. Like there are so many people who are way more successful than me who you could probably go back and be listening to. But the reason that I'm doing this and wanting to share this whole journey is because I think I have something unique to share. One is I'm Tongan. I'm Polynesian. I'm Pacific Islander. I personally have never seen a Pacific Islander who made it and recorded their journey. I've never seen that. I've seen many, and this kind of caught me off guard when I first went to school. And I started hopping on LinkedIn, started connecting with all these Pacific Islanders, all these polys who are out there really killing it. And I mean like multi-millionaires type of killing it, and like even further than that. And I was like, why have I never heard of these people? And the reason is because sure, they will go out there and they'll make it, which is awesome. But it takes work to actually share this journey. And it takes like some amount of like, I am willing to be cringe, or I'm willing to put myself out there. And for sure there will be people who watch this and be like, oh, this guy, he's like so cringe. But I'm willing to take that. I'm willing to take the cringe if it means that I can share my journey. And if there's even a single 16, 18, 20-year-old dude who's listening to this Pacific Islander kid who's out there who only thinks, oh, like the way to make it is through sports or any like this other typical pathways of music or be a rapper or whatever. Like I'm here to say, this is another path that you can go down. So I think that's one big motivation, is because like I wished I had this when I was in high school or when I was first starting college. I wish I could have someone to look at and be like, oh, this guy is a couple years ahead of me. And I see now where he has made it. And I hope that I can take some of the lessons, some of the things. Oh, this one story that he told actually connects to something that happened last week for me. And because of that, I made this connection, and I did something that actually turned out being right. And it went well. That is why I do this, is because I really, really want to share this story for other people, especially the poly kid who has no idea what's out there in the world. I want to show them what's possible. So that's one of the big motivations of why I want to do something like this. So hopefully this whole thing doesn't sound like, oh, I'm preaching. Really, it's going to be the lessons that have worked for me. And what I don't want it to sound like, although I will struggle at this and like forget this sometimes, but what I don't want it to sound like is me preaching at you and telling you, oh, this is exactly what you should do, or this is what, like, don't do that thing, start doing this thing. What I'm hopefully gonna do is basically just lay my cards out. I'm gonna show you my cards and tell you this is what has worked for me to get to where I am now. Take it or leave it. If you want to take this specific thing that I learned, but maybe not this other thing that I taught because that's a little extra, then by all means, you do you. But the reason I'm doing this is just to share the journey, is just to share what has worked for me, so that maybe by some miracle, this helps someone else out there. So this is more of a quicker episode just to share what you can expect moving forward. Honestly, I'm excited. There's been a long time over the past month or two where, I don't know, it kind of just feels like I've lost the spark. And when I say that, it kind of sounds like, oh, ooey, like pie in the sky type of idea. But I truly don't know what it has been. Throughout college, I've always had this spark and this yearning to work hard. And by working, I can do these podcasts. And by doing these podcasts, I can keep continuing to learn and progressing. Over the past, I would say, 2-3 months, I don't know why, but that's sort of just faded. And it's there, but it's like, it's monochrome. It's just like black and white. It doesn't have the same like vibrant red or orange that it used to have. But literally this past weekend, I don't know, something has just turned on. I recorded the very first short that kind of tells this whole story of how I ended up getting here. And I think from that, I don't know, it just like sparked something in me to really start doing this, not just for myself, but like hopefully to help other people out there. So yeah, this is me laying all my cards out on the table. If You think this is cringe? Good for you. That's awesome. If you think maybe something I say can help you, that's great. That's awesome. But yeah, I'm just going to see how consistent I can be with doing these. I'll record, I don't know, maybe I'll do a couple of my side quests. I've been going on a good amount of side quests recently with chess and guitar, which I picked up. I low-key got to hop back on that. I'm also locking in on my health as well a little bit. So we'll see how like maybe this health transformation might go. This is just the start of the journey. We'll see how things end up being. They will likely look very different than how they are now. It's insane to think about, but like even if you go back or I've listened back to some of my very first episodes, the difference between that very first episode and the last episode of season 1, it's literally night and day. Like there's so much difference. And I'm very, very confident that it will be the very same thing here. Like the very first episode of season 2 versus the last episode, like it'll be night and day. Like I literally can't imagine what this will be like, but this is the journey to making my first $1 million, and I'm calling my shot right here. I will make it, and I will go make that money and record the whole journey. And then after that, I'm gonna start season 3, and it'll be $10 million, but I have no idea how long it'll take. All I know is that it will happen, and I'm just going to start making my way toward that goal. Now, honestly, the goal is nice. It's not like, oh, I need to be a millionaire and then I'll be happy. Honestly, I have that goal just set as like a milestone, but what matters more to me, I think, is the person that I'm becoming as I pursue this goal. And it's a philosophy that I've had in life for a while now. The point of the journey isn't the destination. The point of the journey is the journey itself. It's the journey of me failing and having all these lessons come back to me. And it's the character that I'm building as I pursue all of these goals. And so that is the reason why I want to do this, is to savor these moments, because I know for sure that 10 years, 20 years from now, I'm going to be looking back at the time when I was 21 on the grind. And I'm going to be like, man, those were the days when I was really in the thick of it, like trying to figure everything out. And even now, like I look back at the days when I was 18 and 20 as a freshman in college, like really trying to figure things out. And I've figured some things out, but there's still so much more that I have no idea about. And I'm excited to learn those lessons. I'm excited to share those failures and just bring you along for the ride. But as always, we'll see how things go. And for those of you who are new, my outro is Tau Toxio, which is just Tongan for see you later. But until then, Tau Toxio.